Now, FOX54 Top Teacher, sponsored by Calhoun Community College.
Hey, can I have your attention, please? Is Miss Broadway here? Miss Broadway, will you please come over here? Mrs. Broadway is the FOX54 Top Teacher of the Week.
Well, my undergraduate degree is in secondary social science, and I taught high school history for a year. And during that time, I had some children who had specific learning disabilities, things like that. This was 1,000 years ago, and so IEPs and programs weren't really advanced. But you could, and I didn't know anything because I had just had a regular teaching degree. And so there were some kids, though, that when working with, you could tell that if you just did things a little bit differently, they really got it, but if you hadn't, they wouldn't have. And so I was like, wow, this is fantastic. I wondered kind of, is there a systematic way to teach everyone? And so then I went back and got a master's from Auburn in special ed, but it was in emotional disturbance and autism. But within that, they teach you really how to teach everything. I'm so grateful for that degree and that experience. And then I've taught special education since then.
That's great. And I know you have different types of students with different types of special needs, and those including who are on the spectrum, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I know when you were talking with Mr. Carter, you said that your role is important for these students, including those on the spectrum. And it's a bit unique position.
Yes.
Why is it unique, and why is it important that you're serving in this role?
Well, for this county, there are 3 of us that do what I'm lucky enough to do. And so that's kind of why it's a little bit more unusual. And what we do generally is, like if we take the students out for job shadowing type things like that, and community experiences, just to make sure that our friends aren't frightened of the community or aren't able to really go into the community and function. And we want them to be as independent as they can be. Some will be able to be employed independently. Some will be able to just be able to accompany their family to recreation events or to the grocery store, things like that, and they can help. And so we try to sort of help them figure ways to deal with those things if they need coping skills for that. And then the other students are maybe ones that would maybe be higher functioning, that like we said, if they just get used to the community and used to expectations and have the opportunity to practice skills, they can work independently, and just go be working members of the community like anyone. So that, and we get to do some different things sometimes too, and things they might not have seen. Like, for example, one thing we do is volunteer at the Enable Garden next to the Botanical Gardens, to make sure they know where food comes from and charity and helping, and they might otherwise never have seen anything like that. So it's really wonderful, and they seem to love it. They really appreciate it.
Beautiful. Not how many, the grade levels, is it all 9 through 12 or?
Yes, ma'am. We have 9 through 12, but our students can stay till they're age 21. So we have grade 9 through students who may be 21 years old.
Mm-hmm. Didn't know that.
Yes.
That's really good.
Yes.
Really good.
Yeah.
What are you all doing today?
We are going to work at the St. Vincent de Paul thrift store. Yes, and so when we go to do actual work activities like that, I'll take a smaller group, just 2 or 3, and then sometimes we'll take, for example, to the garden, we'll take a whole class. That might be maybe 8 or 10 students. But today we're going to take 2 or 3, and we're going to go. They'll have a task for us. They're so wonderful. They might have a massive box of buttons, and we need to package the buttons and then put price tags on them and then fix them to hang, things like that. And so they get to sort, do whatever, and then depending on what the level of the task is, if there's a piece they can't do, they'll do the pre-pieces and I'll do that piece, or maybe one person can do a specific skill within it and another person is better at this. So they can kind of work, even if it's just a few, like assembly line type way, or they can each do equally if that's where their skill level is.
Coming back full circle, I suppose this is just another example of showing them that there's no limit to what they can do and that they are part of our society. They don't have to be outcast.
Exactly, exactly. Yeah, to them and to us, they're just working like anyone else. They have a task and a supervisor, and we go in each time and we say, "Hey, Miss Kim, what are we doing today?" And she'll give us whatever the task is, and then we'll sit and we'll do our task, just like anyone would. And then a lot of times, by the end of it, you see students that, had they not had that experience, you might have never known, and they might have never known that after they graduate, or maybe even before, they can go out in the community and work, gain employment just with a little training, and then they can do a gainful task, you know, like anyone else would.
Excellent. So, and just to again get a ballpark of what you do, it's really helping the students transition into life outside of school. Once they leave school, do you also help them with their studies, like math or science or any of those, or is that included, or if you're primarily focusing on them, on their social skill set?
Now I have done that, but my specific task now is more on the preparation for transitioning to secondary life, post graduation type things, and making sure that we have the skills to be as independent as possible, mostly focusing on work training as high as we can get on the work training hierarchy, which is different for each child. But we want each child to be as far up the hierarchy of work skills as they can each be.
Excellent. Anything else you want to add?
We have also, like you're saying, the chance to be included in the community, and the people that we work with. We have a few different community partners. They are so wonderful, and they treat these children just with so much love and appreciation, and so their children aren't afraid, you know, to go into the community and work, and the supervisors allow us opportunities and tasks that are perfect for the children. They're so good with them, and it really makes the children feel welcome in the community, and that's really so important. We couldn't be more grateful for that than we are.